Yield farming with Tron, DeFi on the Tron network. Is this working out? Last week, I made a video where I invested $1,000 onto SUN.io, and I said we would be coming back to look at that investment and see how it's performing. Good morning, everybody. Let's jump straight into that investment and see what is going on. Now, if you didn't watch last week's video, I'll leave a link to it above. I will also leave a link to it at the end of this video in case you want to watch this one first. But that video actually gives a step-by-step tutorial on how to get your funds invested in SUN.io so that you can start yield farming and making these returns. Okay, as we can see here, after a week, we have got 5.7 SUN tokens which we have farmed, which are ready to be claimed. So let's actually go through that process and quickly claim them. You click the select button and you click on claim, and then you would hit the claim button and accept it. This will go into the Tron Link wallet. Now, if we want to know what those 5 coins are worth, or those 5.7 coins are worth, let's just get out a calculator and do the maths. SUN currently is trading at 1652. So if we had to take 5.7 and times it by 1652, we can see that we've made a handsome profit in a single week of $94. Now, that $94 which we have made in only a week, remember it's from Thursday to Thursday. If we look at it at face value, we're going to say, wow, this is a great investment. But what we really have to do to understand impermanent loss and understand yield farming much better, we need to actually go and see what the impact has been on our capital. Remember, our capital was put into our automatic market making liquidity pool where people could trade with our capital, and that's why we are getting paid for these for the liquidity tokens. We put in 8,744 Tron tokens, and we balanced that out with 22.4 SUN tokens, and that came to the $1,000 of the initial investment. So if we want to see what our initial investment is worth, we would actually have to unstake it, because there is no other way on this platform that you can look at your capital and see what the ratio is. I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm going to take the max. These are the liquidity tokens. If you remember, these are tokens that are promissory notes for the SUN and the Tron coins that we've given. So this amount of tokens actually equates to $1,000, or at least it did at the time of investing. So I'm going to unstake this. If you guys know of an easier way to see the proportions, what I'm looking for is how many SUN tokens I have and how many Tron tokens I have in that pool without unstaking. Please drop that in the comments below so that I don't have to go through this process every time. Fortunately, the Tron network, the fees are really, really low. So unstaking and restaking is a reasonably painless and inexpensive task. Of course, it's also very fast. So we would have to open our wallet and let's see if we've got those coins unstaked. Yes, we have. Oh no, sorry, that is the 5 SUN coins that we claimed. So we would be wanting to see these tokens go out and this claiming or unstaking process happen. It probably is taking a little bit of time. Let's just see on activity, or let's just actually go there and see if it is still in the pool. Claim, it seems to be out. There's our transaction. It has just come through right now. So now we would open the wallet and we would go to the Just Swap platform. And we would actually go to the pool section. Now we would want to remove our liquidity. We don't actually have to remove it to understand what has happened with our capital. We just want to get a visual. We just want to see it. So we have 25 SUN tokens. Remember, that is actually increased. Our initial investment was 22.4 and now we've got 25. And Tron tokens, we've got 16,600, and that has decreased. Our initial investment was 18,700. Now what we are seeing here is the effect of impermanent loss. And this is what eats into your capital. So we would actually have to go and do the calculations to understand what the effect of this loss is. And why don't we do that quickly? 16,677. We take this and we will clear the calculator. 16,700 16,677 times by 0.025 would give us $416. Remember, we had a 50-50 split of $500 each way. Let's look at the SUN. It should give us more or less the same value. Guys, what I'm trying to illustrate here is impermanent loss and how that eats into the balance of your capital. So we would just have to have a quick look at the SUN, and we've got 25.29. So let's do that exact calculation. We've got 25.29 times by 1650. And as you can see, it is $417 more or less. The impermanent loss, because the SUN token has dropped in price, we have ended up having more Tron, less SUN, but the total value of each side of that equation is round about $416 or $17. So times that by 2, and that will give us $834 from an initial capital investment of 1,000 US. Guys, this is what is so important. This is what people don't understand with liquidity farming or yield farming, is the impermanent loss that you lose in the pools when you stake liquidity tokens. So we would have to find out how much we've lost on our capital, and we can see that it is $165 US. Okay, bearing that in mind, let's look at what profit we have made. Remember that we currently have 5.7 tokens which we have mined, so we'll times that by 1650. Oh boy, let's just start that again. We've got 5.7 SUN tokens, and we'll times that by 1650. So we've made $94 and we've lost $165. Conclusion, we are $70 US down in the Tron mining pool. Guys, a lot of people are telling me that SUN.io yield farming is really working well for them. Here I have illustrated that you've got to be very, very careful. Right now, if you invested last week Thursday up until now, doesn't matter the ratios, doesn't matter the amounts, you are in a loss. So don't be deceived by these gains that you see and the coin that is climbing up, and you think that you're making money because you're getting and you're cashing in those coins. On the other side, your capital is being depreciated. Now, of course, just to make things more complicated, you have to also bear in mind that the two tokens, the SUN token and the Tron token, have also dropped in price. I've just illustrated the effect of impermanent loss, but if you wanted to do your calculations correctly, you'd also have to bear in mind that if you had just held $500 worth of Tron and $500 worth of SUN, there also would have been a loss. So just bear that in mind when you're doing these calculations, guys. But I think that it is obvious that this pool at this stage is not performing. Last thing before I go, I just want to point out that this pool is giving us an annual percentage yield of 515%. But it is eating into our capital. So right now, this pool is making a loss. As crazy as that sounds, you are making a loss if you are in this pool. Here's another pool, which is a lot more conservative, 67% annual percentage yield. However, this pool is in profit because there is no liquidity tokens. You are simply staking your Tron and earning SUN. So you can be sure that any SUN you earn in this pool is pure profit, because the amount of Tron you initially invested is the amount of Tron that you will get back. Guys, I hope that makes sense. I hope that illuminates in your mind the risks of yield farming, the risks of impermanent loss. We are going to be getting back into this investment and looking at it again and making sure that it's performing or not performing, and I will be reporting that back to you guys. Guys, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up. I hope it's given you some extra insight into yield farming, and you're not just looking at the gains, you're looking at the underlying things that are happening behind the scenes. That's it from me. I'm out.